playing quite well this morning.
Yeah, they're really starting to pick it up. I think they've found their groove. They're really getting into it, which would be interesting. Yeah, it's interesting to see how they go around playing it. I think the Crows are starting to find a bit of their momentum as well and a bit of their aura. I've been seeing that they tend to play that. Like, they're starting to enjoy that aggressive game, I think.
I played against them last night, and it was part of a 30 base game, so they definitely love their higher base game.
Yeah.
So we do see blue immediately cracking in a red here.
Yeah. So that's the Crows straight away going to red. They're trying to put the pressure on immediately. But red's holding a pretty solid defense too. Actually, all quiet at blue and green. Small amounts of action on the outside. I think red is where we're going to see the activity to start the game out.
Definitely. Let's check the arena cams, just see where these tags are sort of flowing. Doesn't look like there's a huge amount going on right now. A little bit towards the back door of red, maybe, but
yeah, I think we've got a bit of that center play. We're seeing a lot of teams do. So red's currently holding like 3 or 4 defense, I think. Just shutting those blue players down, just not letting them get the momentum, and just picking up a bit of extra pack while they're there.
And we will see this in the Cascade 2 games, like very, very, oh, bless you, some very slow sort of starts. I say this just as a red sort of moseys on into blue.
Moseys on into blue. I think that would be Crow based on the pace. A particular play style, that one.
Yeah, it's funny because Crow, I've seen him sort of do this sort of like mosey on movement, but I've definitely seen him quick and agile as well. So.
I think he really picks his moments of when it is time to go. Yeah. Oh, the big run around in the green base.
I think that's one of those moments, Peregrine.
Oh. Unfortunately, Crow getting 2-shot denied by Grudy. Just missed a second shot on the base, I think it was. Had the right sequence, had the right timing. Everything else is where it needed to be. So Ace is picking up an early pack lead, I think, despite the 2-shot denial, actually.
Yeah, they're definitely in the packets right now.
And I think that's partly the Crows sort of giving a bit of feeding their defense a little bit. So we've got KZ there, 11-6, Exile 9-4, Pogsley 5-3. And even Vaughn picking up the 3-4 tags. That's so they're getting at a bit of volume there. Owlbears are now starting to pick it up and starting to catch up again. So look at the Owlbears on the green team there. We've got Moldy going 15 for 13, Grudy 3 for 3, Trader 6 for 6, Dari 3 for 6, Rooster none for 2. So the defense is quiet. Not too much happening on that end, but Moldy's out there just picking up pack.
And we have seen this in the start of the Owlbears game. Like Moldy will go out, he might find a base or two or some form of opportunity. He might grab Trader or possibly even Dari to find those base hits. But Owlbears really love this sort of like control-y play style from what I've seen.
Yeah. I find that's kind of what the green base sort of leads to a little bit as well, because it's got its own pretty well sectioned off area of the arena. Like there's a lot of just grinding for points there. You don't really have to go super far to get the points out of green. Like generally the points will come around near you. Hard to avoid being in the space of green when you're in that arena.
It does look like Owlbears essentially have 4 home. You've got 2 under, 1 on the back door, and 1 in the mid section.
Oh, I'll pop over and we'll see. So you see that bottom right camera that we've got there, folks. That's out the front of green.
Oh, red cracking into blue there, and blue just tagging them out. Crow's not out of it in terms of pack. I mean, no one's really out of it. We're just rounding out the 4th minute here, and it's very much a packet game. Yeah,
I've seen this happen a few times with the Owlbears. They really like to play that grindy game. Like we've played them in a number of games before where they just decided that they didn't want it to be a base game. Yeah, so it's like no, we'll just do the pack game.
And look, it's working out for them right now. Yep. So
that's it. We've got Reds putting a bit of pressure on the Blues, on the blue base. Like Blues trying to hold them out, but I think Reds are really going for that base.
Just really sort of looking at all of these players, and just going across the Crows here, you've got Garn and Nickel on 45% each. Like they are getting a little bit farmed here, and Dragon is pretty much Dragon, that guy, and Angel all sitting over 100%, but not a huge amount of ding. So.
Yeah. We'll have a little bit of a squeeze around on each of these cameras, see if we can sort of see any of that action picking up. We see the Reds putting a bit of pressure on the back of green, just poking when they get the chance. Is going to be that grind away in the center.
This definitely feels like a Cascade 2 game. No one really wants to overcommit to an attack and lose points on denials or anything like that.
Everyone wants to be the reactor, not the instigator.
But it does look like Moldy might have picked up Trader and moved over towards red base, I believe. Oh, Crow shots on blue here. Picks it up.
Nicely done. Give that a moment, and we'll just have a quick look and see.
Oh, looks like blue might have decided that...
coming in from the back door for that base. Just nice and fast as it needed to be. Oh, the timing just perfect to get exactly what they needed out of that.
Looked like 3 Crows coming in to get that denial, and
and now that becomes the instigating factor of this game, right? Surely, like everybody in the arena just heard, okay, first base of the game has just gone down. It wasn't us.
No.
Surely it's time now. Now those other teams need to find something to do. Moldy would know, and I think Nickel would hear that and know as well.
I'd be interested to know as well, because sometimes you go, okay, one base is allowed to go down. We're good on pack hits. We can maybe make that up. But yeah, you have to be very confident with your game read in those scenarios.
Yeah, and Ace has already had the pack lead. I think that's the other thing to consider there. Like it's been pretty close. Otherwise, it would have been hard to read. Like it's not a huge pack lead.
But Aces predicted third in this game, though. So if they happen to pick this one up, that's huge for them.
That's going to be a really good run. Yeah, it's going to be a really good run for them, actually. We can see there was a bit of pressure on some of the bases. I think we've still got a lot of center activity, I reckon. Yeah, so that bottom left screen combined with the bottom right screen, I think that's where we're going to see a lot of the activity.
Yeah, bottom left is what we call TARDIS, just out the front of blue. So quite a few packets look to be around there. We've got greens, we've got reds, we've got blues all around there. So
really going hard for that grindy pack game. Which I'll admit, they're a lot of fun to play. Yeah. I think they're a good time to be in the arena for those games. That's the problem is when something actually starts happening. All right, let's see.
Looks like we've got Aces.
Crow going to go for another bit of magic.
Red hit. Member leveled out.
Oh,
well done.
Oh, a red base actually went down there. So Garn picking up a red there. This might see a bit of action starting to pop up here. Let's just see what happened there with Garn. Oh, the blue swarm. Perfectly timed. Exactly when it needed to be.
And that's shot Crows back up into second at the moment.
And Crows have decided to hold the blue base.
Aces have come back to shoot them out, but there's only a couple of hundred dings between them and Aces right now. So that base has really sort of opened up the game for Crows right now.
Yeah, and the Owlbears must be feeling it. Like there's a lot of action happening there. That's like there's pack is like blue is picking up pack because they're over there pushing the base. Red is picking up pack because blue is there pushing up the base. We can see there's a few green players that are sort of trying to sit in the background and pick up that pack as well. Don't know if this is the place where Owlbears want to be right now.
No. And I think depending on the read that Crows and Owlbears have, they might go, okay, Aces should be easy to crack out. They're, the on paper weaker team, but Red's just red, you know? It's
yeah,
a little bit
yeah.
easier to hold for a lot of teams, and that's proving true in this game right now.
Yeah, once the numbers come to red, it's really hard to get into that game, into that base. Blues pushing out. You see they're quiet enough there that the defenders are pushing out to try and pick up those extra pack hits.
Oh,
Red
we
hit.
might see a
Here we
trader
go.
base here.
Red hit. Red
Surely.
destroyed.
Oh,
Oh, picks it up just as Nickel
Well
comes in for
done.
the denial.
Trader keeping the Owlbears in the game. Watch that worm just like press itself back down. So after all that, the game is back to where it was, and not much change.
Looks like we've got Moldy getting shot out of red there. He was trying to lock it maybe for a second rotation.
Member leveled up.
But again,
Well
it's
done.
going to be a pack hit game unless
Red hit.
Nickel
Here we
was able to pick up this red
Red
here.
hit. Red destroyed.
Very
Oh,
nice
well
base
done.
from Crows.
With a minute to go as well, that puts the Crows in a pretty good spot. Unless the
Member
Aces are going to
leveled
have to
up.
pull. So
Well
I don't
done.
see a lot of red at home right
We
now.
see a little bit of red at blue. I think
Bit of
that-
green at blue.
if Crows decide that they're going to pull back and defend a little bit harder here, they might find an opportunity to find these packets that they really need to get them ahead.
Blue
Here we
hit.
go.
Rudy gone for a shot here. Two shot
Oh.
denied.
Too many blues. It was going to be a
Green
spicy
team
one. That would have been a
denied.
lovely one to pick up.
Absolutely. But Aces probably picking
Green
up
hit.
a
Here
bit
we
of an
go.
upset
Hit.
here. Crow shots on.
Green destroyed.
Picks it up for Aces.
There we go. Bring that game nice and close again.
Oh, Aces going for an opportunity
hit.
at blue here.
Blue hit.
Pogsley.
Pogsley.
Oh, two
Oh,
shots denied.
misstepped.
Could
Could have
Right. Oh, right on the buzzer.
behind the wall, and I think he would have been safe too. That is so unfortunate.
That two shot deny, unfortunately, really sealed the deal for Crows there.
That would have been the win.
That would have been the
would have
win.
been the win. I think he's made the right call. Like that base needed to get shot. It needed to get happen. It just needed to stay in that right spot. That would have been perfect.
Good plan, poor execution, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But yeah, Crows. I was worried that they were going to be out of that, but they must have had a better read on the game than we expected, and they picked up those two bases that they needed, and they just farmed the pack that came back to them. So
Yeah. Yeah, they did. Oh, they trusted in their ability to do it, and they picked up like a decent bit of volume there. Lee. Look at like Guns picked up his 42 tags, Dragons at the 41, Nickel and that guy 25, 31, even Angel sitting up at 20, like for a last line. And you look comparative.